All right, let's dive in. Today we're exploring one of the most emotional and, deeply human prayers in the entire book of Psalms. We're talking about Psalm 6. It's this raw expression of sorrow that has so much to teach us about how to get through the tough times. So let's get started. Wow, right out of the gate, from the very first line, we're hit with this incredible vulnerability. I mean, think about that for a second. The psalmist isn't kicking things off with praise or talking about how strong they are. Nope. They start with a plea for mercy. This just immediately sets the tone for complete and total honesty about feeling fragile. Now, to really get this prayer, we have to understand where it's coming from. This is not a prayer from a mountaintop experience, not at all. This is a prayer from deep down in the valley, and it's born from a place of just overwhelming sorrow and total exhaustion. In fact, it's often called a psalm of tears, and you can probably guess why. It's a classic lament psalm, which is just a way of saying it's a prayer where the writer lets it all out. All the grief, all the complaints, everything. It's just filled with this language of sorrow, of fear, and this profound sense of weakness. The person writing this needs gentle mercy, not judgment. And this right here is such a crucial point. This psalm is a powerful reminder that feeling deep sadness or anxiety or weakness, well, that's not a sign that your faith is lacking, not even close. It's just a universal part of being human. It happens to everyone. So how does this all play out? What makes this psalm so incredibly powerful is its radical honesty about pain. It really gives us a model for how to talk to God without hiding a single thing.
Instead of, pretending to be strong or putting on a brave face, the author just lays all their authentic suffering right out there. There's no filter, there's no pretense. It's just raw, unfiltered emotion brought directly to God.
And this verse, man, it's just so moving and descriptive. You can almost feel the exhaustion, right? The sheer weight of all that sorrow. I flood my bed with tears. What a powerful image of what it feels like to be completely and utterly overwhelmed by grief. And this gets to one of the most comforting messages in the whole psalm. It teaches us that we don't have to clean ourselves up before we pray. God welcomes our authentic feelings, no matter how messy or painful they might be. So, in the middle of all this raw emotion, what's the psalmist actually asking for? Well, when you boil it all down, it's a desperate cry for mercy. It's a deep, deep plea for healing. But here's what's really interesting. It's how all-encompassing this request is. It's not just for one area of life. The psalmist is crying out for emotional healing, that relief from the crushing weight of sadness. Then there's physical healing, because, let's be honest, that kind of grief literally makes your body weak and tired. And finally, there's spiritual healing, mending that feeling of being distant from God or even feeling punished. It's a cry for the whole shebang, for total restoration. Ultimately, the psalmist teaches us that God listens to prayers that come from a place of deep hurt. It's this profound assurance that in our most broken moments, we are absolutely not alone. In fact, that's when God is closest. And then, something amazing happens. After all the pain and all the pleading, the entire tone of the psalm just shifts. We see this beautiful, totally unexpected turn from despair to hope. And you can see that incredible shift right here. We go from the language of sorrow, words like tears, weakness, groaning, to a totally new vocabulary, words like heard, mercy, confidence, compassion. It's a complete 180, a total transformation of spirit. And this is the line that marks the change. After pouring out all that pain, there's this sudden, quiet confidence. It's a declaration of faith that says, okay, my circumstances might not have changed yet, but my prayer has been heard. So the crucial point is this, that turning point reveals a profound truth. Our feelings of pain and despair, no matter how overwhelming they feel, they don't get to write the end of the story. Hope and mercy do. Pain does not get the final word. So what does this ancient prayer mean for us, right here, right now? Let's bring it all together with a final message of comfort that we can take with us. If any of this is hitting home for you, if you find yourself in what feels like a real season of heaviness, well, this psalm has a direct and personal invitation just for you. First, it invites you to bring your pain to God just as it is, no editing required. Second, to remember that He sees every single tear. And finally, to trust, and this is the hard part, to trust that his mercy is actually greater than your sorrow. And that right there is the incredible gift of Psalm 6. For anyone who spends time with it, especially in the hard times, it offers a path to comfort, a source of quiet strength, and a little spark of renewed hope. So, we'll leave you with this to reflect on. In what area of your life, whether it's big or small, do you need to trust that your own cry is truly being heard?